Shalom. Calling Layla Yahweh Shem Yahushai, by Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great man snow who rule well, Shalom to 144,000. The 1/3 remnant men, women, and children of the home for the next Shalom. This is Brother Gabar Yachts coming back at you with a quick lesson. Through the spirit and prayer, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, I pray it's let's be edifying and straight to the point. Let me get a drink of water right quick. Ooh, there we go. Much better. Alright, so we're going to get started with this little quick lesson, man. And I'm trying not to make this too long. Okay, as you can see, let's read this article from the peoplesvoice.tv. And it says, New York Times declares U.S. Constitution a threat to American democracy. And it's not a threat to U.S. democracy. It's a threat to the NWO. Okay? The New York Times has gone full anti-American and declared that the U.S. Constitution represents a threat to American democracy that is beyond redemption. Excuse me. In a stunning admission, NY Times writer Jennifer Zali, whatever her name is, published an article entitled "The Constitution is Sacred. Is it also dangerous?" She suggested that the Constitution may be one of the biggest threats to America's politics, describing it as a document that is essentially anti-democratic and, in this day and age, increasingly dysfunctional. Alright. So upon hearing that, really they're going to get rid of the American Constitution. And really they're already doing that. Excuse me, by going after your rights here in Babylon, man. Taking away all your rights, your freedoms. One by one. She criticized the Electoral College and laments the Constitution's protection of minority rights as a tyranny of the minority and a disempowerment of majorities, and blames the founding documents for being responsible for President Trump's election in 2016. Zeleny writes, Americans have long assumed that the Constitution could save U.S. A growing chorus now wonders whether we need to be saved from it. And the answer is no. The documents that supposed to be a bulwark against authoritarianism can end up fostering a widespread psychonism that helps authoritarianism grow. Trump owes his political assent to the Constitution, making him a beneficiary of a document that essentially anti-democratic and, in this day and age, increasingly dysfunctional. Okay, so basically, what she's saying is, you need to get rid of the U.S. Constitution, and which they are. They at least are going to do that. Okay, because the U.S. Constitution is in the way of these devils fulfilling their NWO. They want to take away your freedoms. And this is what she's rooting for. Alright? Whether she knows it or not. After all, Trump became president in 2016 after losing the popular vote, but winning the elect. I'm not going to read that shit. Nobody cares about that. Who cares? Anyway, further, she calls originalist interpretations of the Constitution worship. It is deeply troubled that anyone, particularly with the platform of New York Times, would even hint that the Constitution, the foundation of our freedom and democracy, could pose a threat. And that's what she's saying. And if they get rid of the Constitution, she ain't gonna be able to speak out. She's not gonna have the freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and all this other shit. Okay? And that's what these elites trying to do. That's what they want, to get rid of it. The suggestion isn't just alarming, it is direct forward to the principle this nation was built upon. Boo-hoo. No, it wasn't. That's a bunch of lies. Anyway, and an attack on the pillar that was protected, that has protected American liberties for more than 200 years. That's a bunch of bullshit. That's a bunch of other bullshit too. Elon Musk weighed in and highlighted the true goal of the radical left. Yeah. They want to overthrow the Constitution. Exactly. Okay? And the elites are using the radical left, all right, and the right too, because the left wing and the right wing are nothing but just two wings on the same hateful bird. Okay? Let's see. It said, I'm not going to read the rest of that, but you see what's going on. All right, that's what these elites are doing. They're using people to say, hey, the U.S. Constitution is a threat. See, people ain't going to listen. All right, these patriotic Americans, they ain't going to listen because they for the U.S. Constitution. I'm talking about these patriotic Edomites, man. All right, they for the Constitution. All right, and then you got another side. I don't know what race she is or nationality she is. All right, but nevertheless, are going to be against it. So you're going to have one side that's for it and one side that's against it. Excuse me. And all of this is just basically leading up to a civil war, man. That's all it is. Anyway, let's get some scriptures. I'm not going to make this too long. Yeah. Yes, I won't. Let's get this. Isaiah 19 and verse 2. The Lord Yahweh says, I will stir up civil war in Egypt, and America is spiritual Egypt. Okay? And turn brother against brother and neighbor against neighbor. Rival cities will fight each other, and rival kings will struggle for power. And this is the times that we're coming into, man. You're going to have one side that's for the U.S. Constitution and the other side that's anti-American U.S. Constitution, man. Okay? Pro-guns, anti-guns. Due to the fact that this false flag, all right, happened yesterday in Georgia. Okay? I'm quite sure you all know about that by now. Okay? So, so now, as you can see, all these things are basically just leading up to another civil war here in Babylon, man. People are going to be going at each other's throats pretty soon. That's all it is. And this is what the elites want. They want chaos so they can bring forth the order. Okay? Let's go to 2nd Ezra. Anyway. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14 in the Good News Translation. The world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will, nations will arm themselves and fight against one another. Okay? You heard it. Rival cities are going to be fighting against each other. You're going to have the blue state against the red state against the blue state. All of this, man. Okay? All this chaos is coming. Verse 16, there will be great political turmoil, and we're 2 months away from November, man. So, you know we're very close to this happening. And with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. Okay? The U.S. Constitution. Okay? the U.S. Constitution is going to be out the door. Okay? And it is. People ain't going to care. People just going to say, fuck it. Excuse me. Especially if people don't get what they want in November, man. And one side don't get what they want, they're going to lose it. And if the other side don't get what they want. So basically, it's a lose-lose situation, man. If you look at it on both ends, it's a lose-lose situation. Verse 17, and there will no longer be free access to the cities. Okay, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You ain't gonna be able to travel from one place to another like you can now. Okay, you get up, go to work, go to the grocery store, go out to eat and all this stuff. Pretty soon that's gonna be done away with. Okay, cities and states are gonna be closed off. You ain't gonna have no way to leave out, no way to come in. Verse 18, because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion where people live. Verse 19, driven by famine and terrible sufferings, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. And that's what we're coming into, man. A time like no other. Okay? Like I said, it's because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So this is all the elites playing. They know the U.S. Constitution is in the way of their NWO plans. So of course they're gonna have one side that's gonna be against it. Okay? They just can't come out and just ban it on their own. They got to get some group of people. They got to get some, crazy people out there that say, hey, the U.S. Constitution is bad, man. We need to ban it and all that. So, hey, none of one of Esau's tactics, man. That's all it is. But what does it say in 2 Corinthians 2:11? Let's get it. Yep. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay? So the elect is not ignorant of Esau's schemes, man. Satan's schemes. Okay? Let's go and read this in the Good News Translation. Yep. 2 Corinthians 2:11 in the Good News Translation. In order to keep Satan from getting the upper hand over us, for we know what his plans are. We know what those plans are. Okay? The rest of the world don't, but we do. All right? The hopeful elect, the men of the Lord, we know what those plans are. Okay? So, yeah, let's get another one. I'm gonna close it out. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So these devils are moving fast with their plans. And as they begin to move, the Lord Yahushua is going to make his moves. Okay? So with that, excuse me, I pray the lesson was edifying and straight to the point. All praise and glorification goes to Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. So on to the next one, Shalom, Kwame Yasharala, and a Bible Ball. Shalom.